Hello everyone. I've just come across this really good video from Anel Behalf News. Okay, it's a very good video. It goes into a lot of detail about it. It's really interesting. So let's just watch the video now.
الصور بس اللي شو هديك؟ شو هديك؟ لف لف
So this is another really interesting video from Anel Bakaf News, basically showing you the comparison between these two weddings and the amount of time it takes for the second blast to occur. So you've got like 3 seconds for this couple who are outside, but you've got 9 seconds for the couple who are indoors, and that's very, very suspicious. And also at the end, he does a little piss take of this woman who, it doesn't is sort of covered in blood, but doesn't appear to have a particular injury anywhere. And yeah, you see these zombies at the end. So what I'll do is I'll play the video all the way through, and you can see the amount of time it takes for each of these weddings to have the second blast, because really they should have exactly the same time each for the second blast, but it takes 9 seconds for the couple indoors and 3 seconds for the couple outdoors, which is very suspicious, and it feels very fake.
Yes, it is very bad. Wasn't unexpected. Everybody, I told, we saw there is an earthquake, and in after like 20 seconds we had the major explosion. We saw there is an earthquake, and in after like 20 seconds we had the major explosion. Yes, it is very bad. Wasn't unexpected. Everybody, I told, we saw there is an earthquake, and in after like 20 seconds we had the major explosion. I told, we saw there is an earthquake, and in after like 20 seconds we had the major explosion.
Reports are saying hundreds of people have been injured.
Okay, this is another video that I find very suspicious. I think that this is very likely to be staged, okay? So you have this priest who is perfectly aligned in front of this cross. And the cameraman is also perfectly aligned with the priest, who is also perfectly aligned with this cross. So this particular video feels quite symbolic in a way. It feels like it's been designed in a way that will, get people's attention, and it also feels like it has an artistic kind of element to it as well. Playing the video, he's behind the cross, he moves the incense around, and then you get the first blast, and then you see this power cut, and you kind of hear this this sort of bulb go, I think, or something, that the light behind the cross go. But he carries on moving the incense. Do you see? Do you see how he just sort of thinks, oh, never mind. I'll just keep on moving this incense, which just seems so ridiculous. And then, of course, with the second explosion, you get a few tiles coming down as well. And then obviously the cameraman moves the camera away. The footage goes very blurry. If you notice that when, he puts the camera to the ceiling, the footage goes really blurry, which is a little suspicious. I wonder if they have, at this particular moment, if they have doctored the footage to be blurry, or if it has been occurred naturally, because of the camera movement can't focus. But you can see there's like these two sort of figures in this church as well, with this sort of movement blur. You can see this sort of person like in a white shirt maybe, and you can see this other dark figure as well. And they don't look like they're sat down either. They look like they're standing. Why are they standing? That's quite suspicious. What exactly is going on in this church? Why is this church empty? It seems very strange. It's also worrying because it feels quite symbolic, because a lot of these sort of fake videos, they have the cross in the video as well, and it's sort of in this video it seems to be some kind of symbolism with the light going out on the cross. I do find that quite suspicious. I do find that quite worrying as well. But this really, the fact that he just carries on moving his incense, it just seems ridiculous, really. Also, I've done a timer for the second blast, and I think it's about 7 seconds for the second blast to occur. So, do I think that the Beirut bombing was completely faked and no one was injured? It's a possibility, yes. It's certainly something to have a think about. I'm not going to say for definite that it was all a complete hoax. It could be that they knew exactly the circumference of the explosion, of the blast area, and it could be perfectly possible that they moved everybody out of this sort of danger zone of this blast area, because it wasn't a particularly large area. It was and it was very sort of, you know, concentrated, wasn't it, in this sort of circumference. Also, the blast appears to come from the sea as well. You've got that kind of circular sort of devastation, like in the shoreline as well, which is interesting. As well as seeing the white sparks as well, which could be some kind of device, a detonating device. So yeah, it could possibly be that they moved everybody out of the blast zone. But it's also possible that there could have been some genuine injuries. That's a possibility. But looking at these videos and how orchestrated they seem, I feel now of the opinion that the Beirut bombing could have been some kind of fakery. I know that there was a video going around about like a missile hitting the, you know, Beirut, but the missile, obviously that was a fake. That was a fakery. It just seems that they used detonators and they caused this explosion in this very particular area, this particular circumference. It feels like they knew exactly what would be destroyed, perhaps, and it has a possibility that it could have been all faked. Because of just looking at these videos now, I feel of the opinion that it's possible that this was a sort of hoax show, but I can't say for definite, and I wouldn't like to say for definite, because you do see a lot of devastation in Beirut with this blast, and it could be that there were some people who are injured, but it could be that they have just given these figures out. They've said that, you know, lots of people were injured and there were lots of deaths, where in actual fact it could have been very minimal, or possibly not, almost none at all. That's a possibility, just from watching these videos and how fake and orchestrated they seem. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. So I will talk to you later. Goodbye.